Hey everyone, it's Ken.
Ray.
Two Drunk Brothers Garage.
Big Bertha.
Part 15.
Part 15. Kicking our heinies,
Yep.
but still. Today, carburetor.
And fuel pump.
Fuel pump. See if we can get it running better. That's our goal. And, well, we'll see.
Stay tuned.
It's going to be, yeah, stay tuned. Exactly. Stay tuned.
Okay, here is the old fuel pump that I have to take down. It's going to be, there's a bolt right up in there and there's one on the other side. And this is going to be a challenge. Now that we got it all back together, it would have been easy without the radiator, it being in the way. But since I can't do that, yeah, we will get her taken care of. I'm not gonna be able to sit here and hold this and time lapse this because there's no room down here, so I'll just show you progress videos. Okay, so there's a hard line, which is this line right here. I got it disconnected right here from the fuel filter, and I had to take this bolt. There's a little clamp here holding it right here to the top of the water pump. Well, it goes into the top of the, or to the side of the fuel pump down there. I cannot get onto that with a wrench to take the hard line apart. Plus, with this new fuel pump, I'm gonna have to reroute hose. I might have to just use a soft hose. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to use this hard line on the new fuel pump. But we'll get to that point. But I got this loose, so I got to go back down because you can't do nothing from the top. It's very tight. And get the fuel pump bolts out now. I got the lower inlet fuel line unhooked. So now I'm going to go down there and take the two bolts out of the pump itself and get this thing out of here. And then I'll take the hard line off of the fuel pump once I get it down. Okay, everyone, I got the old fuel pump out. And this is the hard line I was talking about. Couldn't get to it from down there or up top because of the alternators in the way. But that's the old fuel pump. This is the new fuel pump. So let me do some comparison here. I think that might work. The arm looks like it's a little different. Not much, but it looks like it's the same length. So I think we're good. So now I got to get this hard line off and get these fittings off here to see if I can, the bad thing is, this is the in, this is the out. I might be okay, but I think my hard line is going to be a little, I had to do some bending to get it out, so I'm going to have to do some rebending to get it back in, but other than that, I think we might be in business. So I took this bowl off this old pump, and there's no, excuse me, filter in this thing, but there is a little bit of dirt in the bottom of that. And I don't know if there's supposed to be a filter in here. So who knows? But I'm gonna get this off of here, and I'm gonna get the hard line off of here and get it on the new pump and see how things go. Okay, everyone. I got the new fuel pump on, but I have to get some new fittings for the fuel pump. Okay, everyone. So I got some pieces to hook this fuel pump up. I got a 90 out of here from the inlet to go over so it reached the fuel line. And I put a little nipple on here, 1.5 inch nipple, to get for the outline, just so it bypass the bell here, because back here wouldn't get around this section here. So that's all done. I just got to tighten up the hose clamp for the inline. I forgot to bring me a nut driver down with me. Now I got to get the line up to the carburetor on. That is my next feat.
Okay, that's what it's doing. It fires up and it runs for a second. So we have 2 adjusting screws on the back of the carburetor here, 1 on each side. We're gonna run them all the way in, back them out, 1.5 turns is what we're seeing. And then we'll try that. And then after Kenny did the water, or the fuel pump, he also messed with that screw up there. So we might have to do some adjusting on this. We're just gonna wing it. We're not carburetor tuners at all. We're just trying to get this thing to fire up and run and idle.
And not be rich.
Okay, there's the 2 screws on the back side of the carburetor towards the firewall. I'm gonna run this one in. There's 1/2. 1, 1/2. 2, and that's seated. So we're gonna back it off 1/2. 1 and 1/2. Kenny's gonna do that one right there if he can reach it. I'll be interested to see if that one's backed out too. The guy we bought this from had it set rich to run the sparkulators in the...
That's 1.
Well, no, that's 1/2. There you go.
Come on, screwdriver. Wow. My screwdriver's falling out here.
That's 2.
Okay, that's actually, that was probably more like 2.
2 and a quarter.
That's straight up and down, that's tight.
Yeah, so back it
So,
out, right?
There's
a
1/2.
1/2.
There's 1. And then
there you go.
1/2
That's
again.
1.5. That's what we've seen online for supposed factory settings. So we'll see if we changed anything for the good or for the bad. Okay, so that's about what we're getting anytime. So I don't know if that's just...
I didn't try to feather the gas to see if it'd stay running.
All right, go ahead and try her again and feather the gas, see if you can keep it running. But we might have to adjust that on the that set screw up there on the bowl. So we're gonna take them back in 1/2 turn just to see if we can get rid of that backfire. See, look at that. I didn't even need Kenny to help. Let's see how you are. Master tuners, we are not. So we're gonna take the hard line off right here, or take the rubber line off the hard line. We're gonna leave this in here. We're gonna pop the bowl off because reading the instruction manual, we gotta adjust, make sure that float's adjusted in there, and the only way to do that is with this off of the carburetor. So we're gonna pull this off, adjust the float, put it back on, and see if that's part of our reason why it's not staying running.
So Ray's attempting to get the bottom driver's side bolt out, but it's too long to get out of there now.
No, it'll come off in the housing. You're just not gonna be able to
Right.
pull it off. We're just gonna need to remember to put that one in that position when we go to put the bowl back on.
Right.
But we did, with a combination of a L wrench and a little bit of finessing, we got that two lower bolts out. Now I'm gonna do the top two. Get this pulled off and we'll adjust the bowl and go from there.
Okay.
So this is the accelerator pump and it looks like it's pumping.
Yeah.
So that should be good. It's amazing how much a little bit of gas is in there. And according to what we found, when this is upside down, the bottom of the float should be parallel with the bottom of the bowl. So we do need to adjust that float and get it parallel, which is by taking the set screw off,
Keep
backing
moving.
backing this down. Sorry.
You kept raising it higher and higher on me.
Anyhow, that's what we got. Kenny says we should pull the whole thing and rebuild the carburetor. I'm of the mindset, let's adjust this and see if we can get it running. That's where I am. If we have to pull off the carburetor and rebuild it, we will tackle that. But I say we do this real quick and see what we get.
All right.
All right. We didn't put a new gasket or anything on this one, this side over here. A little bit of the gasket tore, but we put her back right in the same exact position. Kenny was like, let's put a new gasket. I was like, no, let's not. Let's just get it running. Don't get it right.
Weeks we'll pull it off and put new gaskets.
Yeah, right now we're just trying to get her running, not get it right. We want to get this running so we can move it in and out of the shop at will. So
Under its own power instead of towing it in and out.
right. So we got everything back in. The float's adjusted. The accelerator pump is down underneath. We got the fuel line hooked back up. Taking the
You might want to
pinch that up. That was our. Yeah, don't worry about that. Get these. We
gas-filled rags off of there.
yeah, we dumped a little bit. There was a lot of fuel in that bowl. So now
The bowl's pretty big, actually.
yeah. So now we're gonna try firing up again.
Ray.
Hold on a second. Hold on, let me. Go ahead. Oh yeah, we got fucking tons of gas. Do that again? Yeah.
Okay.
And we have spark. We did check.
Yeah.
Again. Unchoke it. Throttle wide open. Just hold the throttle down.
The vacuum light finally came back on. It's weird.
Yeah, but just put it to the floor and leave it until, I mean, obviously if it starts racing up.
Let me try it choke.
No, I think we got it flooded is what I think. Wide open.
Were the screws at a turn and a half?
Screws are at a turn and a half. That's where we left them. We had ran them
All the way in.
all the way in. We backed them out to 1.5. It didn't run. We ran them in a half a screw, but then I backed them back out.
Okay.
So they should be at 1.5.
Why is
And earlier it ran better. Well, maybe we back it out another.
Half a turn.
Maybe we go all the way in and back it out a half turn, try it there.
Right.
And then see if it runs, and then just keep backing them out a half a turn.
Right. Okay.
Try it one more time.
Okay.
Just real shits and giggles. Try that one more time. No. What's that noise now?
Oh, this door is vibrating over here.
No, not that. The sounds like the exhaust.
We might have. We're both. Was that one tight all the way, Ray? I think that one bolt wasn't tight.
One bolt, or I wonder if that backfire separated something. Okay, so I ran those out a half turn. Let's see what we get now. Okay, we're getting that same thing. It runs for about 10 seconds.
I'm wondering if I should give it gas though, to see if it stay running.
Yeah, go ahead and try, but it still should sit there and idle. So which one is the idle screw? Do we have to adjust an idle up, idle down? I don't know.
Well, the idle screw is that one. Well, that's fast idle screw.
Yeah.
That one that you had to put the thing under.
And maybe we need to back that out a little bit. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. We'll try it and try keeping it running with the gas pedal this time. What about the choke in it? Just see if it'll run with the choke.
I'm not touching the gas, so.
Okay. So on a whim, we put 10 more gallons of gas in the gas tank, and I did some tuning on the carburetor here. I've seen this done before. You know, I don't know. We're just gonna try it. We just want to see if we'll get it idle.
Am I holding it down to the floor, or what am I doing?
Well, you just want to get it started and then let it idle once it starts. She just runs and idles for a second, so I don't know if we have dirty carburetor.
And I know there wasn't no dirt in the bowl.
No, the bowl was really clean. There was no dirt in the bowl, which is the first place that we get from the filter. Now, is our filter clogged? It sure does not look like we have anything in that filter, I don't think. Definitely doesn't look varnished or anything. I mean, decent gas.
I like work.
Kenny messing me up. I seen something flash over here, and it's him hitting the headlights. Anyhow, folks, we think we're gonna be just pulling the carburetor off. We did buy a rebuild kit for it. O'Reilly's actually had one, surprisingly. So we're gonna rebuild the carburetor, we think.
Yep.
She's fighting us. She's teaching us. Okay, I'm gonna start taking this off. Actually, I already took off the throttle linkage. We just realized that we don't have any carburetor cleaner. We bought a whole case of brake clean. So Kenny's gonna run down to the corner Napa, get some carburetor cleaner. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna pull this guy off so we can start rebuilding. All right, I got the choke line, the throttle linkage off, got the fuel line disconnected again right there. I got the vacuum line pulled out. Now I'm gonna get the 1/2 inch or 9/16. They're probably, yeah, 1/2 inch. And I'm gonna start pulling the 4 bolts out of the manifold. So I'm having to pull the bowl off the front of the carburetor again because that bolt, that nut there that goes through that bracket, and then it's got a spacer down here, and then the bolt that holds the carburetor on the intake. I can't get a wrench or a socket in there with the bowl up there. It just is hitting. I can't get anything in there. So I'm just pulling the bowl off so I can get that off, get that carburetor off. Kenny's still out getting carburetor cleaner and more fuel in his gas cans. Got the carburetor off. Not sure if you guys can see it down in there, but there is a lot of fuel down inside those runners. I'm gonna stick a rag, clean rag down in there and see if I can dry some of that up. There's the carburetor. There's the metering block, I believe they call that. And then the bowl. So we got the rebuild kit there. Make sure it's the right one. We'll go through, clean everything up, re-gasket it, put it back together, see if we can get this thing to fire up. This will be my first carburetor rebuild. I believe it might be Kenny's too. So, like we said, Big Bertha is learning us every step of the way. So Ken got back with the carb cleaner, and we've decided we're gonna put a hold on this because while he was gone, I was sitting here. I was wondering why it was getting colder in here. So his garage heater decided to give up the ghost. So we've been tinkering with that for the last half hour, 45 minutes. We think it's the igniter. Of course, we don't have one, and it's Thanksgiving Eve, and it's after hours. So yeah, we're gonna call it a wrap on this part of the Big Bertha overhaul. All right, everybody.
Another day of Bertha fighting us.
Yeah, she's fighting us. She's taught us, teaching us.
But we did get the fuel pump on.
Got the fuel pump on. Tried tuning the carburetor to the best of our capability.
Yeah.
Which isn't great, obviously. Well, as you guys seen, she runs for 5-10 seconds and then goes out.
Yeah.
So we decided we're pulling the carburetor. We got a rebuild kit, as you guys have already seen, and we're going to go ahead and rebuild it. But that's going to be another episode because furnace went out. We got stuck dealing with that.
And it's starting to get cold. And it's
Yeah.
getting colder outside. We're getting in a cold snap. So.
And it is also Thanksgiving Eve, so we're going to knock it off and go spend time with our families. But if you guys like the video,
hit that thumbs up, comment,
subscribe.
That,
hit the notification bell. I guess that does something.
That tells you when we drop a new video.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
So.
Well, Big Bertha saga continues. So.
Sure does. Cheers,
Cheers everyone.
Cheers, brother.
Ray.
Ken. Two Drunk Brothers Garage.
Thanks for watching.